Hello everybody, winter has come early here in Canada. It's November 20 and there's like pretty much already snow, which is perfect because today I'm gonna be reviewing some photography gloves right here. A company called Pgytech reached out to me, asked me if I want to review some of their winter gloves. And being a photography channel that I live in Canada, I pretty much do shoot in winter, and I think this is the right timing to be talking about these gloves right here. So they sent me two gloves. One is the photography gloves professional, and one is the photography gloves master. So I haven't really opened these up yet. I'm just gonna open them up right now, go through some of the features, how they look, what you get with them. Right here I have the photography gloves professional. I think this one's made for days where it's gonna be maybe not too cold. You want something like lightweight, not too big. So I'm just gonna open this up and show you what it looks like and talk a little bit about it and show you what you get in the package. You get like the gloves right here, which is pretty straightforward. You got a little manual here that shows you how the features and a little bit of information booklet about the gloves. The material of these gloves are made from a 3M Sensulate cotton and a Hypora liner. They have a level 4 splash proof fabric, and they have the 3 fingers here that you can expose them, and you have magnetic clips to hold them together. So what I like about these gloves is they're really lightweight, they're very small, they're not very bulky to use. And for cold days where it's not that crazy cold and maybe you don't need like such a big glove, these maybe will come in handy depending on where you live and what kind of temperature you're dealing with. This might be all right. I'm just gonna try them on to see how they fit. Yeah, it's pretty good. They fit really nice, and you can cinch it down here and you can actually clip them together when you're not using it, and you have like a little velcro attachment here so you can get it tight around your arm. And yeah, they feel really good in the hand. I went for a large size and they fit me really well, and the magnetic clips seem like it's a very good clip secure. And yeah, so you can actually expose all 3 fingers when you want to use your devices or something like that, or you can just put them back when you don't need it. And they feel really warm and nice to have something that gives you some warmth on days where you don't need such a big bulky glove. So if you're looking for something lightweight, easy to use, I would recommend checking these out. I will try them out today when I'm photographing owls here. There's actually 2 owls in between the trees here that maybe I'll photograph a bit later, and I'll share some owl pictures, maybe a quick video. But yeah, mostly I wanted to talk about these gloves. This is the Pgytech professional photography gloves. And yeah, I think these are the ones I'm going to go to the most. And the other gloves that I have is the photography gloves master. Those come like pretty much the same shape, but they have a flap that goes over for additional warmth, and they have a battery pack that you can actually turn on, a 3-level heating. So I'm going to unbox that one now and talk a little bit about the features that come with it, because it's a little bit different. So if you shoot here in colder weather where I am, right now it's like -1. These seem really perfect for that. But if temperature goes to -30 sometimes and you're out shooting with the wind chill, it can feel like -40 in deep winter. So that's when maybe I'll go for the master gloves and just take advantage of the battery heating system. So I'm gonna take these off and unbox the other gloves and see what they look like. But right off the bat, I really like these gloves. They seem really well, and I like the fabric here. The touch feels really nice. And yeah, and you get like a little, when you cinch it down here, I don't know if you can see that, it kind of cinches down, makes like a nice round seal around your arm. I think that will keep wind out or moisture out or snow out if you're kind of moving around taking pictures. So these are the Pgytech Professional Photography Master Gloves. And these ones you can see you have same finger design here. You have all the finger caps, and you have this flap that you can actually cover it over your fingers for added warmth. And in one of these here, you have the battery pouch right here that you can actually hook it up via wire right here. You can hook this wire up to it. And this is a 4000 milliamp hour battery. And it has 3 levels of heating inside. So you can choose like, low, medium, or high. And if you want the added warmth, you can have that with these gloves. Definitely something you can use whenever you need it. And this battery acts as a power bank. If you need to charge your phone, if you're in a situation where you need to use a battery for something else, you can take it out and use it to charge your phone. If you need to charge something for emergencies, it's really helpful to have. You have a little pouch here as well inside the flap that you go over your finger. You can actually use that maybe to put heat warmers, those ones that activate if you want like additional warmth and you don't want to use up the battery. But yeah, and also something to note, you get a battery on each glove. So that's, you get two batteries. So basically you can use the two batteries to charge up your devices or use it for the heating, because each glove you can activate it by itself. But that's, obvious, but in case you were wondering. And here you have the level of control on the buttons. You have like the 3 levels and you get like 3 lights, so you can activate how you like. And I'm just gonna try it on for fit. I went for the large too. I think they have different sizes for different hands. I think for me the large is pretty good. And yeah. And also you can cinch this down tight on your hand and it creates like a little nice seal around. And yeah, you also have like a magnetic clip here for this, so it clips on when you don't need it. And you have the three level finger with the magnetic clip. Yeah, once it clips on, like it's not moving anywhere, looks really, really well. And same design as the other gloves. And honestly, I thought they would be bulkier than that, because being like a big glove, but actually they're not that bad. Like you can see, this is what they look like with the flap. And yeah, really nice. Put them on, put the other one on. See how that fits too. And you have like a little loop here that you can attach it to your arm if you want to. When you take it out, if you want to do something, if you take it out, you don't lose it. So it's nice to have. But I actually, even using these gloves without the fingers exposed, I can still function very well in removing the flap over and putting it over. But if you find you struggle with that, sometimes I just might do this, and then you can work freely with the gloves. So I'm pretty happy with these. This is what they look like. And they're very well, they're not very bulky. They're very uniform. They fit really well on my hand and they feel really comfortable, really warm. And this is without even using it with the battery. If I test it out with the battery, I'm sure for a day like today where it's like around -1, it's going to be overkill. So definitely like this is more than enough. And whenever I don't need to use a flap, I can have full functionality of the gloves without having to worry about it. Yeah, and you do have a Velcro as well. You can adjust the tightness around your arm. Even if you have like the pouch fully covered, you can still, use this, control your camera, control your phone, take pictures, and yeah, you don't have to remove the flap completely. I quite like that, but obviously it's easier to have a flap that just covers the floor, because there's no room obviously to have a flap that goes over this. It'll be too bulky and it won't be such a tight fit as this one. So I do quite like how clean it looks when you have the flap over. It's not like a bulky, loose, or gets in the way or something. So I do quite like that a lot. And when I tried these microfiber conductive fingertips, they work with my phone no problem. So you can even use your device without having to do this, Just for demonstration's sake, I'm gonna plug in the battery now. And just to test out the heating element of this. So when you have the battery here, it does come fully charged. And you have like a indicator light to show you the level of the battery. So you can click here on the button and it will show you what your level is at. So when you turn these gloves on, you get like a blue light here. It shows you what level you're at. And when you switch to the middle one, it's like a white light. And to the high one, it's a red light. So you have like 3 different levels. And when you switch back to low, and when you press and hold, it will actually turn off. You have to press and hold for a bit. So now it's on low, but I'm gonna put it on high and see how much heat this gives. And this one I'll leave it off just to kind of get a comparison between the two. Like I said, today is not a crazy cold day, so it's really hard to tell if like if it was much colder, then I can know like this is giving a lot of heat and keeping me warm. But yeah, I'll wait a little bit for it to kick in and see what that feels like. Curious to see, I've never used gloves with a heating element before, so this is a first for me. But there are some days when, you know, when you have gloves with the fingers, I find that your hands get colder, you know, just because your fingers aren't together versus like mittens. But they get more functionality having your fingers separate. So definitely having a heating element will help on those colder days. I already feel the heat kicking in. It feels really nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using these, you know, when I'm out taking pictures. But I think for today, I think I'm gonna go with the professional photography gloves because it's not that cold out, and for what I want to photograph, I want to be able to have my freehand flexibility, even though both can be really flexible and seem to function really, really well. Yeah, but I'm curious to try them as well, kind of like, you know, holding camera with them and see how they fit. But just giving by the form factor and the shape and the design, I don't think it's going to be an issue to hold your camera, grip it safely, and take pictures with it without any worry. Just for comparison's sake, this is what the gloves look like. Here on my right, I have the master photography gloves from Pgytech, and on the left, I have the professional ones. So you can see they're just a little bit taller, but roughly like not very much thicker. And yeah, they both seem like they heat really nicely, and I'm excited to use them more in the field. Just to be clear, they did send me these gloves to make this review video, but I'm not sponsored by them. It's just something that I use being out taking pictures in the winter. I find it like really helpful to share this. And I do have a discount code for you guys if you're interested in buying any of the two or both together. I'll leave it in the description of the video as well as the link to go check it out on their website. You can learn more about it. And if you have any questions about any of the feature of the gloves, something specific that maybe I didn't mention, they're pretty straightforward as photography gloves go. You know, I mean, they've been around for so much, but I do like the fact that these are, you know, built for photographers. You get a lot of control, a lot of warmth that you need. If you need to expose your finger to use your camera, you don't have to take out the gloves at all. So it's really, really nice. If it were to me and if I had a choice between purchasing the professional one or the master one, I think I'd go for both because we get crazy weather that goes from 0 degrees all the way up to -30, -40. So I think there's days where you might use these, there's days where you might just use these. I find having both helpful, and there's a deer right there. I find having both helpful, and if you have room in your camera bag, definitely consider getting both. They're not crazy expensive, and they're really well suited. And I love the fact that you get the battery heating option. That's something I don't have in my current gloves, so I'm looking forward to using these. There's actually two owls right here to photograph. I'm gonna go get my camera out and take some owl pictures. Thank you all for watching. If you do have any questions about this gear, do leave me a comment and I'm happy to answer it.